Hello everybody, welcome to the show. Earlier you saw that I got this hat. I think the second part of my prize just showed up today. So we're getting ready to do an unboxing, but I unboxed this yesterday. I didn't show you guys in the video. I've got more of these coming. These should fit on the handles that I've made up. I do have to double check it. I've got 3 or 4 different ones. I'm mainly going with the red, and I ordered some gold ones. I'll kind of alternate, use a red one. Maybe a gold nut with the red keeper, or vice versa to change up the color. I won't use both at once on a reel. Hercules fishing line. This I gave like $5.50 for 100 meters, if that'll focus. It is 10-pound test, 100 meters, and it's 8 ply. So 8 strand. The color is deceiving. There it probably looks real red, but it's kind of a maroonish. It's not quite what I was thinking it was, but I do think I already have some that I had before. But it'll work for now, and it's pretty cheap, and it's strong. I've never had an issue with it. I used it all last season. So on with the unboxing. First thing I'm going to open up is this. This, if you guys remember the last unboxing, I did some of the sound stuff that I picked up. This was just cheap, so I bought it. It was like $13 off eBay. I don't know if I'll ever use it. Looks like I'm in a sound studio or something, but I thought I'd give it a try because it has this, which I'm sure I'll never try to use, but then it also has this little mic that I believe one goes with the, I don't even know how this works. I don't think I'll be able to use any of this, but I just bought it. Anyway, I don't know what I'll do with it. It was a cheap thing off eBay. Now to the main thing, and that's why I brought out these Squarebills also. We're on the hunt this season. I wouldn't call it our main goal, but one of our goals for sure this season is to find a replacement for the Cabela's Dig It as my go-to small Squarebill. I hope this is the right thing. Yeah, it is. So I would like to thank Jenny and Van from Average Joe's Fishing Club. What do I have on my hand? That helped hook me up with these baits and the hat. Pumpkin Bait Company. So when you guys see this, if you like them, that's where you know where to go. Oh yeah. It always happens, and the suspense is killing us. Look at that baby. There's the first one. Now, I had asked for something that was not far from, if you guys remember, I had all the luck on that popper, the white python, but I could not find any squarebills. I don't even think Megabass makes a white python squarebill. So we just wanted something kind of close. And once I started looking around, I think that why I had such luck with that white python color on a popper, I think it imitates a crappie pretty good, a small crappie myself. But what do you guys think? Look at that. See a little bit of hint of gold. That baby. Whoa, focus. Oh my God. Come on. Oh, come on. This thing won't focus for nothing. So this, let's just compare it real quick before I even look at the other one. Here's like your Rick Clunn Lucky Strike one. I think they're roughly the exact same size. This guy may be a little bit shorter, a little bit fatter. Going to fit in perfectly with the stuff I had going on for this year anyway. So that was kind of awesome. Let's get the other one open. This is the one that I'm more, I think, excited about. Not that I'm not excited about that one, but this one right here. Baby. Look at that. That right there is hopefully going to be a fish catching machine. Doesn't it look like a crawdad to you guys? It sure does to me. But anyway, these two baits, I won just by being, I guess you would say, one of the bigger contributors to posts and stuff like that on Average Joe's Fishing Club. If you guys don't know about it on Facebook, look it up. It's real easy to find. Become a member, talk more than I do, and you could win stuff. Nobody really talks more than I do, but posts more than I do. Anybody that knows me knows I do a lot of talking. All right, what do you guys think? We've got all. Look at these baits. Let's just bring some out. We got the two customs. You guys feel free to drop in the comments below which ones you guys think are going to be able to take over the dominance that I've had with this little dude. That little dude right there, look at that guy. That dude doesn't look like a lot. I meant when I first bought this thing, I just bought it, threw it in the tackle box. I probably didn't throw it forever. When I finally pulled it out and threw it at Lake Jacomo, it was like one of those days where I was pulling everything out of the box, just trying anything and everything. I happened to pull this out, threw it, caught a fish, threw it, caught another one. I'm like, wow. And I don't know how many I caught, but it just became like instantly like, wow, this little sucker works. I couldn't even remember where I bought it. I had to track down and finally found it at Cabela's again. I'm like, oh, that's where I got it at. So anyway, we've got all of these baits that we're giving a shot this season. Now I have several colors. I do like the new Berkeleys. I think they're going to be good. I'm not 100% sure. They may suck. But I like the profile and the way they look. I even went to Academy Sports, got a couple of theirs. Of course, the kind of biggest ones that I'm going to try are just the Bandit 100s. What else? Then we've got just an old 1.0 Strike King. I probably need another color. I'm not really happy with any of the Strike King colors myself. I know everybody's like, oh, I have a good luck with this and that, and I just never do. I'm not a Strike King guy. So, oh, and this isn't all. This is just what showed up. I have several other ones that I couldn't, get locally that are still coming in the mail. But I think I've spent a bunch of money on these little Squarebills just to try to figure out which one that if I'm, struggling and it should be a crankbait will work, which one works the best. Because there's just days where these don't work at all. You know what I mean? There's just certain times when like with an instance of this guy, nothing worked. This 39, 40 degree water temps, nothing was working. I finally caught a couple on a drop shot and then several on this guy. And I've thrown these these are not the greatest. They have a crazy hunting action that is awesome. Not a fan of the colors, although I did catch a 5-pounder on this crazy bright one. They're honestly a little hard to throw. They don't cast real well, but they do work. They're just I wouldn't call them a go-to. Like when everything else shuts off, so do these. They don't tend to work that good. But they do work. When you're on a decent bite, those things will work. Just like these knockoffs, the Mega Bass. I mean, this guy, I think, is the only one. It's a Booyah. It's not a real big bait, but it's got a bigger bill, and I don't know. I'm not impressed with it. But I've never had a lot of luck. You guys will swear by this color, black back chartreuse. Every time I throw that color of a bait is usually not very great results. But I don't have a ton of confidence in them. And I had picked this one up earlier in the year, but this is a bigger one. This is what, if you guys wondering, what is he even talking about? What's this guy talking about? For me, I mean, here's your standard like 1.5 roughly. I think that's what guys, about the smallest most guys get down to, like the 1.5, then the 2.5, and then now they even got the 8.0. I got these crazy huge square bills. I don't know. For me, I usually switch to like a chatterbait or maybe a even deeper diving thing once it's a, you can catch fish on bigger baits. For me, when I go to like my square bills are like a finesse bait for me. When the in grass or wherever, I throw these smaller little, not as deep running ones. I got everything all mixed up. And I can throw, like, this guy was perfect for it. It comes through any brush. I can tick it down in the grass, and with that braid and any of the rods I've ever owned, as long as I'm using braid, I can feel it when it starts to hit the grass. And you just stop it, and it rises back up, and you can kind of work it across the tops of grass, and it is an excellent bait, just like you'd work, kind of like you would do lipless, but you have to kind of keep the rod up at a certain height and keep it a certain speed to keep it working across tops of grass. You can actually work these slower when the bite slows down. Is when I go to them little bitty square bills. All right, I'm getting out of here. Once again, though, don't forget, if you guys want to custom baits or anything, we're going to put these two guys through their paces as far as all paint comes off baits. I'll just tell you that right now. The ones I've had custom painted, the ones that you buy that everybody talks about how good the paint stays on, it will come off. I was going to show you, I have one of these. Now this one wasn't done by Norm Coulter. See that? That's not really a good sign. But like the wear from the hooks hitting and just normal stuff, paint will come off. This one I bought off eBay. You can see where it's starting to flake. That'll still catch fish though. Unless all the paint totally comes off, don't worry about it. Little cracks here and there, a little bit of paint flaking off, does not hurt them. And the last thing I will talk about, and I've kind of come to my attention again, I mean I knew about it, but this bait is not a super bright fire tiger, but I do remember, and I've, years ago, it's kind of, nowadays people just have them custom painted and already a dull finish, but before you had a lot of guys painting baits, you would kind of get something that was that shiny, real bright color, and you just set it out in the sun and flip it over, kind of like cook it in the sun, and actually fade it. And because sometimes a bright color that started bright and then fades out just over time actually gets better. It's like it's the same color but just a little duller, especially as the water clears up. There's just certain things that it works for like that. So anyway, I don't know if any of you guys are old enough to remember guys doing that. Just like with the whole buzz baits, tying them on your antenna while you're driving to where you're going fishing to get them broke in, and setting your baits out, leaving them on your boat. So a lot of guys did that with every new bait. They'd let it, kind of the sun fade it to a certain just faded look, and then they felt that it worked better, which I think it did. I mean, I couldn't honestly tell you back then. I wasn't really doing tests and testing all that kind of stuff, but it didn't seem to hurt. That's for darn sure. Alright guys, so anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to Bass and Bombs. I tell your friends, your neighbors, your enemies, people don't even know walking down the street. Thanks for watching, guys. Get out of here. Go Bass and Bombs somewhere else. Whoa! Look out. It's Snowmageddon outside right now. That's why I'm working on baits. You guys see I put the little spinner bait on that one? I also put it on, I know, I'm never done, right? But seriously, like this video ended a while ago. You guys go on about your business. Do what you're doing. I'm trying this out on a few different baits. I have one on the Rapala bait. I'm going to try it. I can always just take it off if I don't like it. Put the standard hook back on. And I tried one on this guy. So once that water thaws out and gets up above, I like 45 degrees and better. You can catch a fish or two here and there in 39, 40 degree water like you've seen in my last video if you watched it, but that bite's usually tough. It's a tough, you might be able to catch a big monster, a 4, 5, 6, 8 pounder, whatever, but as far as just getting on a bite, it's usually not going to happen. But I found about 45 and up, you never know. There could always be just a pattern, something that they'll hit on. But I'm going to try this little flashy dude here. As soon as that water warms up, you're going to be seeing some Squarebill videos. Also, with the new rods I got, I don't even know what I'm going to like the best for these. I know that 661 Kind Teton feels real good. I know that the 6'8" that you, if you watch that video in these hooks, I have switched the hooks out since then, but I was struggling keeping them buttoned up, and I'm not going to use that rod. That rod's a little too stout for these smaller ones. Now maybe a little better hooks, like this thing looks like it has awesome hooks. See how they curve back in just a little bit? Both of these definitely look like, and they're very sharp. Whoa. So, possibility that just using that, if I would have switched that 6'5" rod with the MGL reel, because it's a slower ratio. I tried switching to 6'5", but I had the smaller. I think I sucker maybe 8-1, and I guess I was just reeling a touch too fast because I couldn't get hit on it. When I switched back, I got more bites. But that's all right. Seriously, I'm out of here. I'm serious. I'm leaving right now. Bye bye. Bye bye.